Hey folks, welcome back to Cant's Boxing channel. Hope everyone's doing well. It's midweek, hump day as they say, or at least in this part of the world. Your mileage may vary depending upon where you live. This morning I thought I would follow up on something that we've talked about previously on this channel, and that's the fate of Boxxer, B-O-X-X-E-R, the promotional company founded by Ben Shalom, who has achieved a great deal considering he's 1995 vintage. So while there may be some criticism of Ben Shalom from this channel and from others, I think we all have to recognize that certainly, given that he's 30, he's achieved a lot more than many of us achieve in an entire lifetime. But that's not the point of this video. It's not a oh, what a good fellow is Ben Shalom. It's more along the lines of, is it shalom for Ben Shalom? Is the string run out, really, for Boxxer? I'm tempted to say yes, but, we shouldn't write them off maybe too soon. But it's looking a little sketchy for them. As you know, Ben Shalom does not appear to have a relationship anymore with Sky Sports, which of course in the UK was a large, platform on which boxing could be held. He seems not to be overly welcome on DAZN, which appears now to be, very much the Queensberry and Matchroom, together with some others, of course, platform for boxing, streamed worldwide. And this morning I saw that one of Boxxer's most famous charges, if you like, one of the cornerstones of the Boxxer stable, Buatsi, has decided that he's now a free agent. Boxxer has historically signed, some famous people, but they don't appear to be there anymore. If we look at heavyweights, for example, we've only now got, I think Boxxer's only got Fraser Clark, maybe one or two others, but that division appears to be tied up again, mostly by Frank Warren, but also by Eddie Hearn, with the notable exception, of course, of Alexander Usyk, who isn't with any of those three. We're looking at possibly maybe a freezing out of Ben Shalom. And maybe this is because he was literally the new kid on the block. Maybe inexperience didn't allow him to take full advantage of the opportunity he had at Sky Sports. Youthful exuberance will only take you so far. Age and experience was possibly missing there. And recently I saw something that sort of indicated to me that maybe Ben Shalom's heart wasn't in it anymore. And that was an interview I saw a few days ago now of Billie Nelson. Billie Nelson was being interviewed about the, about the Crocker-Donovan rematch. And then, of course, it drifted into what is Martin Bakole doing. Martin Bakole, you will know, according to Billie Nelson, has beaten everybody in sparring and could beat Alexander Usyk, according to Billie Nelson. Martin Bakole, of course, is actually making quite the rounds of social media, and I must say, is looking leaner. So maybe Billie Nelson's hiring of a nutritionist and strength and conditioning coach has been helpful. But anyways, the interviewer was asking Billie Nelson, when is Martin Bakole going to be boxing again? And Billie Nelson unloaded on Ben Shalom. He said he hasn't heard from Ben Shalom in 10 weeks. So Billie is really the other heavyweight besides Fraser Clark, who is ostensibly signed up with Boxxer. But when his manager and trainer is saying, Ben Shalom hasn't contacted me for 10 weeks and also hasn't returned my calls. Now that would be a that would be a burr under anybody's saddle. I know if I make a phone call, whether it's to, pretty much any sort of semi-professional or whatever kind of relationship, and I don't get a call back, well, I'm not especially happy about that. And 10 weeks, when your promoter is not returning your calls, well, if Billy Nelson is to be believed, and I see no reason why he would be making this up, that would be really rather intolerable. And I would not be surprised if they say, okay, well, if you're not in the game, we'll go to somebody who is. And likewise, of course, other famous heavyweights have abandoned Boxxer. Joe Parker is the one that really comes to mind. And I'm not quite sure if Hughie Fury is still with Boxxer or not. Maybe he is. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, that stable is diminishing. Doesn't really have a platform on which to put the Boxxer shows. And not returning calls. That indicates to me a fellow who maybe sort of thinks, well, I've made my money, I'm getting out of here, or this isn't for me, I'm going to do something else. Who knows? I mean, Ben Shalom he's not the most accessible of promoters either. And he seems a little bit brittle when he's asked questions. Forgivable for Frank Warren to be a bit brittle, because Frank Warren is, well, he's older, he's in his 70s, he's curmudgeonly, and he's at the top of the pyramid. Whether you like that or not, it makes it a little bit more understandable why Frank Warren is a little bit brittle. Eddie Hearn is very accessible, whether you like him or not. He's as accessible as the salesperson on the used car lot. He's sort of right there, all over you. But Ben Shalom appears to be grumpy, maybe a little bit off. He doesn't seem to like. He doesn't engage very much. At least that's my observation. He may be a lovely fellow, but that's my observation. So I'm thinking that this might be the beginning of the end for Boxxer. Let me know what you think. Do you think that as a promoter, Ben Shalom has reached the end of his road? Or is this merely a little bit of a dip and there's going to be a resurgence? Certainly, age is on his side. Let me know what you think. Have a fabulous day. Please thumbs up if you liked. And I was looking at my thumb. I've been eating blueberries and Saskatoons already this morning, so my hands are stained. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. That would be nice. Thank you so much. And have a fabulous day wherever you are in the world. That's the most important thing. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.